The topic for today is what single invention would you choose to not exist, and how would you adapt to living in a world without it? Okay, I think the single invention I would choose not to exist is the cell phone. And how would I adapt in a world without it? Well, let's talk about first why I choose the cell phone. I think the cell phone is a very powerful tool, and in fact, it is so convenient and so powerful that I don't think people with a cell phone can live without it anymore. And that is exactly why I choose cell phone. How would I live in a world without it? I think for my life right now, at least, not having a phone almost doesn't matter because I'm mostly at home. And when I'm at home, I don't really use my phone much. However, if I'm going outside, if I'm driving, I'm using my phone and I'm using GPS. So without my phone, first of all, one example, immediately I wouldn't have access to GPS. I would have to buy a GPS. And if there was no GPS at all, I would have to use a map. Wow. I remember back then when we first came to Calgary, my dad was looking up actual maps to figure out how to get to certain locations. And when we went on vacation, we would look at those maps. So that's number one. Number two is you would not be connected. You can't be reached. This is before cell phone. When people want to reach you, they either go to your doorstep or they send you a letter, God forbid, a handwritten letter. And what's another example? Well, the phone itself these days is not just for communication. It's knowledge. When you have a question, you ask Google, you ask AI, you have basically the entire world's knowledge at your fingertip. So without cell phone, you would actually have to go to a library. You would have to ask people to find knowledge. So, to reiterate, I choose the cell phone because I think it will be very interesting. And I think people will have to live a completely different life.